everyone and welcome. Now today we're going to talk about the E&P hydraulic self-leveling system on our Caravan. We've had the system a little over 13-14 months now, so I think it's time that we could give you a fairly good review of the system from an owner's perspective. Now we bought the system, we haven't sponsored or we haven't been endorsed by anyone to do this. E&P don't know we're making the video, and as I say, I just want to do this from an owner's review perspective for anyone that's looking to either buy or as considering the system. I certainly know, due to the cost of it, I certainly procrastinated over buying it, but as you'll see in the video, I'm so glad I did. Now, our Bailey Porto, it's a twin axle caravan, and our insurance insists on the Alco chassis locks, the red chassis locks from Alco. Now they are a pig to put on at the best of times, even on a twin axle caravan. We had the lock and level system. We had the combo pack, so you get the 2 airbags and a single airbag from lock and level. Absolutely cracking system. A couple of times on soggy grassy pitches we were struggling a little bit. It took quite a while to get the locks on, and then to get the caravan level, as I say, especially on the grassy pitches. Solid grass pitches or hard standing, absolutely great system. The reason we went for the lock and level, we were on a site in spring-ish of 2021, and we just arrived and got pitched up, and just sat out having a drink, and the neighbour turned up on the empty pitch, and I could hear this beeping once he'd reversed onto the pitch, and I got up and kind of had a look round the hedge as you do, and he was stood there with a remote in his hand, and his caravan was basically leveling itself, and I basically went and introduced myself and said hello, and basically asked what he was doing, and he was telling me all about the E&P system. At the time, I didn't know about the E&P system, so I obviously went back to the van and got the phone out, did a bit of googling, and thought it looked absolutely great. Found our local installer, got a price from him, and that was what made me procrastinate. It was quite expensive. I'll tell you what the price was. We paid £22,850 for it. It's a lot of money. We did save up for it. I think it's a bit more now as well with inflation and materials and whatnot. So certainly worth looking if you can get a deal from your installer. But the point was that the chap next door showed us how he put his Alco locks on, how he levelled it, and it was all done in minutes, absolute minutes, and we were sold, we were convinced, and as I say, we did procrastinate a little bit, and eventually we did order the system in the summer, and we had it fitted in the October, so absolutely no regrets, as you're going to see from the demo I'm going to show you in a bit. Now for those that don't know, E&P make levelling systems for motorhomes and caravans, the Level M system for motorhomes and the Level C system for caravans, strangely enough. I'm not going to touch on the motorhome system because I've got absolutely no experience in that, so I'm sure there are motorhomes out there with the Level M system that can tell you all about it a lot better than I can. The Level C system, we did look at both options. It comes in 2 kits, where you can have the compact system, which is the hydraulic centre jacks, and you retain your existing corner steadies, or you can have the full system where the corner steadies are replaced with hydraulic steadies, Alco heavy duty steadies with the big foot feet on, and the centre levelling jacks as well on the full system. And we went for the full system, but as you'll see in the demo, the centre jack elements of this video will apply to both systems. So I'm going to do a demo in a sec, but first I've done a little presentation for you to show you the pros and cons of what I think of the E&P system, and I'll run through that with you now. Okay, so I've put this small deck together just to show you what I think the benefits are of the E&P levelling system. Now, first up, the obvious choice, it levels automatically in around 2 minutes. Next up, the caravan feels more solid and sturdy with no bounce. Now, I didn't realise that the middle of a caravan bounces until we had the centre jacks installed on the caravan. Once we had the jacks on, it was absolutely rock solid. Next up, it's effortless and easy for those with limited mobility. I guess that's obvious really. You're pressing a button versus running around the caravan trying to lower the steadies and level it with chocks and blocks and jacks and lock and levels and whatnot. Next up, it can be used to remove the wheels and change the tyres. As you'll see in the upcoming video, when I demonstrate how to put the Alcos on, it holds the caravan quite happily off the ground. and that leads me nicely into the twin axle lock, and the twin axle locks are fitted within minutes. And next up, the sink and shower, that drains absolutely perfectly when it's level. I know that's obvious to most seasoned caravanners, but it does help with that. And finally, you can pitch where you like without worrying about the lock position. And what I mean by that is that when you pitch up, especially with a twin axle, I used to find that I would always try and pitch up using the motor mover to where the back wheel would be aligned to put the lock on. So I wasn't messing around, and it was easier to put the lock and level on and just lift up one wheel for the jack. So that's they're my benefits. That's what I see the benefits are for the EMP system. Okay, so we're at the Caravan now. We've got the EMP remote ready to go. As you can see, there are two modes, manual and automatic. So if you go into manual mode and obviously tilt it that way, you can actually see which way your Caravan's pointing. You'll see a little gimbal in the screen. That's actually pointing to the Caravan's nose high at the moment because the arrow's pointing back. It does actually point left and right as well. We're quite lucky here because we've got a concrete slab to stick the Caravan on, so I'm going to have to demo this with the jockey wheel as opposed to an uneven sight. But as you can see, you can move each individual leg, so you can move the two centre steadies, which is very, very handy for doing the Alco wheel locks, and I'm doing another video on that quite soon of how to put the twin axle Alco wheel locks on with the EMP system, but that's for a future video. And then you can do the front and back steadies as well. Now the front and back steadies move in pairs. They don't move independently of each other. I'm presuming to stop damage and chassis twisting and whatnot, so they'll move in pairs, as you'll see in a second. But we'll come back to the manual mode later. And as for automatic, this is where the EMP really does earn its money. So it claims to be level in 2 minutes, and you have two buttons on there. You have retract and automatic level. So if we hit the automatic level now, and I am being honest now, I am going to expect an error message because, and I'll show you for why in a second. So if we hit automatic there we go, look. So we've got a message there, nose too high, lower the jockey wheel. So what you have to do, and I'll not film this, but basically you lower the jockey wheel to the point where the arrow is facing forward. Okay, so now, as you can see, the Caravan is nose down according to the gimbal on the screen. So what we do now is press auto. And as you can see, all of the legs start moving. There's like a gyroscope screen in the middle, and once that's centered, so with the yellow dot shows you which leg's moving. So that's starting with the near side center jack. And this should take approximately 2 minutes, even on a very uneven pitch. Now the front steadies are going down, and you can see that lifting the van, and the offside centre jack, just to bring it back in balance left to right. And you do have an emergency stop button there as well, just in case you need to, and then you retract the jacks. I'm just making sure it's level on that side, and now it's just going to level it at the front. And as you can see in the gyro in the middle, it is almost level. Just make sure, and you can see there from the gimbal in the centre, we now have a green light in the centre, showing that the Caravan is perfectly level. Okay, so that's the jacks extended and the Caravan perfectly level. When it's time to pack up, basically it's the reverse of what you've just done to make it automatic. So we go back into automatic, and you have two buttons again there. You have auto extend for level and retract. So all we're going to do now is just press retract, and each jack will start going up, and you see it drop back down onto the jockey wheel when the legs go down. I mean, one thing we usually do when we're on site, I always extend the jockey wheel out, so when I do retract the jacks, it doesn't drop. as you can see with the screen, you can probably hear the beeping to warn other people that there's movement, and whatever is moving on the EMP system is yellow, and that's probably the best way to do it, to see it. And this just takes, again, less than a couple of minutes. And that's it. As a safety measure, I mean, they are all fully retracted now, but I don't know, call me Paranoid Pete or whatever you want to call me, but I'll just do it again, just to make sure. Because one thing that you do need to be aware of when you've got the jacks installed with an EMP, these sleeping policeman speed bumps, I've heard through the Facebook forums that the jacks can be ripped off by these sleeping policeman speed bumps, so you need to be careful of that and make sure your wheels go over the speed bump instead of riding in between them, because it's when you ride in between them, it's the sleeping policeman that goes in between your van and can rip off your centre jacks. So there we go. That's the Caravan auto leveled, auto retracted, and yeah, hope you enjoyed this demo of the EMP system. And that's it. The Caravan's now level in a couple of minutes after you put the locks on. I'm going to be doing a video, I'll hopefully be able to release it in the next week or so, of how you put the locks on, showing you how easy it is to put the locks on with the EMP system, and as I say, I'll get that up in the next couple of weeks. But it just shows a difference. It's chalk and cheese. I mean, as I said at the start of the video, I love the lock and level, but we're looking at 2 minutes versus 10, 15, 20 minutes with the lock and level. It's absolutely phenomenal system. Now, I know it's expensive, and I do appreciate that it is expensive. As I say, we save quite hard for this, and we do see it as a luxury. If you know, and I know for those of you where it doesn't come with your Caravan, it would be cost as quite a luxury, and I do know that, and as I say, we did save quite hard for it. But one thing that I will say, it is transferable. If you keep your corner steadies, if you have the full system obviously, but if you do keep the corner steadies when you have it installed, as we have, I've got mine in the shed in a box, it is transferable for a fee to your next Caravan. So if you do decide to change your Caravan and you want to take the EMP with you, the installer that did your installation for you originally will more than happily transfer that to your new Caravan for a fee. Now, I don't know what that fee is, I never asked them, but it certainly won't be as expensive as buying a new full system. So there we go. It's I hope you've found this useful. I hope that the demo showed you exactly what the EMP can do, and as I say, I will be showing you how to put the locks on with EMP in the next couple of weeks. So thank you very much. If you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, please leave me any comments, any questions. As I say, I'm no expert on the EMP system. I'm just a humble user for the last year or so, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions if you've got some. And I'll be honest, I won't be able to answer many technical questions. I'll certainly have a go, but I'll probably refer you to an installer or to EMP themselves. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll certainly see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.